Welcome back once again to The Crown. I'm your host, Kevin Briggins, alongside my boy, Ellis Hudson. What's good, man?
Hey, what's good, bro?
Not much, man. It has been a fun week of college football, NBA, NFL. Like I said, man, this is my favorite time of the year, man. Everything's going on.
Man, it's so many stories going on right now.
I know, man.
Love hip hop, basketball.
So much drama in the LBC.
Golly.
All right, man. So let's get into it. All right. So this past week, college football, not a whole lot of drama in college football.
No.
No major upsets. The top 10 remain the same. The committee's rankings came out last night, so no change in the top 4 or even the top 10. So with that said, what are your thoughts on, let's say, Notre Dame's chances to make it through the college football playoff or make it to the college football playoff if they don't go undefeated?
So if they, let's say they lose to Syracuse, they're playing in New York this weekend. I don't think they have a good chance, honestly. Those other teams, they're pretty solid, man. Michigan, I think they're going to run the table. Clemson, of course, they're going to breeze through their championship. Alabama, I'm a UGA fan, but I think Bama pretty much has a straight through ticket. But with Notre Dame, I think one loss is going to hurt them this year, this late.
Yeah, I can see that. I think if Notre Dame loses, they're going to need some more chaos to happen before they can get back in. Not being in the conference, they won't have a conference championship game. It's not impossible for them to get in, but they're gonna need some losses. They need Alabama to win. They're gonna need Ohio State or Michigan winner is probably going to be in, but I would say Notre Dame's best chance is for, man, that's tough because Notre Dame would have a win over Michigan, so they could say, hey, we beat Michigan.
Yeah.
But if Ohio State is sitting there, they can say, man, Ohio State lost Purdue by 30.
Yeah, that was the first game of the season, though, man. I mean, Notre Dame, one-loss team, those other 3 teams are too strong.
Yeah, I'm be honest. I don't see Clemson losing.
No.
There's just nobody on their schedule. And right now, it's looking like they're going to play Pitt, a 6-4 Pitt team in the ACC championship game.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Oklahoma, West Virginia could beat up on each other.
Yeah.
Where, one wins at the last game of the season, and then they turn around in the championship game. The other team wins, and now they both sitting there with 2 losses.
Right.
But it's a way for it to happen. At Notre Dame just need a lot of help. With that said, Alabama and Georgia. Do you think it is possible for both Alabama and Georgia to get into the playoff?
Yeah, and that's by a Notre Dame loss.
So you're saying Notre Dame loses to Syracuse, but what if? But Georgia would have to beat Alabama.
Georgia would have. You're absolutely right. They'd have to beat Alabama. Notre Dame would have to lose to Syracuse in order for Georgia to jump up, because a one-loss Alabama, I believe, is still going to go.
I believe a one-loss Alabama goes as well, but I don't think a one-loss Alabama gets in unless a one-loss Georgia is also in. So you're going to have a one-loss Georgia, beat Alabama, SEC champs. They're in. The question is Alabama still in? And I think, yes. I don't think the committee drops Alabama from number 1 to 5.
No way. No way. It's been wire to wire. They've had the number 1 ranking since week 1. There's no way you drop from, 1 to 5. And Georgia's ranked, what, 5? Right?
Yeah.
There's no way. No way.
And so what you would have is, let's say everybody wins out. So you have Clemson in there. I believe Notre Dame would be in. Undefeated Notre Dame is in. So essentially, you're going to have a one-loss Big Ten champion Michigan on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Think about this. Think about this. Michigan, Big Ten champ, not in. Washington State, Pac-12 champ, not in. Oklahoma or West Virginia, Big 12 champ, not in.
Yeah.
And there are going to be so many people screaming for playoff expansion if that happens.
The country wants to see Tua in the college football championship.
I agree.
Everybody wants to see it. The committee wants to see it. I mean, come on, Alabama won a championship last year. That still plays a factor in, you know, them determining if Alabama, a one-loss Alabama is still in.
And you know what else that's going to do? Guarantee you Clemson, Alabama part 4.
Yeah, and I'm all
1 seed, Alabama the 4 seed in the semifinals again.
I'm all in.
Man, let's do it.
Yeah, because you already know what's going to happen.
Time out. Let's not do that because Alabama's not losing to Georgia.
Yeah.
We just have nice hypotheticals. We're not talking about what's likely to happen.
You know, I mean, anything can happen, man. You know, Georgia would have to play the perfect. Any team has to play the perfect game, honestly. And I think the only team that I would say maybe 2 teams, Clemson and Michigan, would have to play perfect, you know, games in order to beat Alabama. And I think both those teams are set up to do that. Michigan, I would say, will be number 2, and Clemson is number 1 as far as, you know, competition for Alabama. Michigan doesn't have quite the offense as Clemson does, but Clemson doesn't have the same kind of defense that Michigan does.
Yeah, I agree with those 2 teams. I would just reverse the order. I think the way to beat Alabama is more on the defensive end than the offensive end. I don't think you're not going to outscore Alabama. Now you do have to score.
We tried last year.
Yeah. You can't be like LSU and Mississippi State, bring a defense with no offense.
Yeah,
so Michigan would need to have some offense. And you're right that Clemson's offense is better, but Michigan's defense, to me, as a complete defense, is better than Clemson's. I love Clemson's front 4.
Yeah,
but the back end of their defense, I'm not really impressed with.
No,
I think Michigan can get pressure with their front 4, and they still have a really good secondary and second level behind there.
It's a solid team, man. Michigan's a solid team.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, as an Alabama fan, defensively, there's one thing we still struggle with that most teams aren't able to take advantage of, and that is covering running backs and tight ends out of the backfield.
Yeah,
and Michigan is running an offense with tight ends and running backs that's going to force our linebackers to make the right calls.
Well, y'all ain't got the best DBs either now.
We don't have our normal standard of defensive backs. Patrick Surtain Jr. is a true freshman. He's going to be great, but he's not there yet. Savion Smith's a JUCO transfer.
You just haven't faced a quarterback that can, you know, stretch those guys out like that. So they really haven't had to worry about, you know, DB help.
Somewhat. I mean, Ole Miss was a challenge from a passing game standpoint. Yep. Ole Miss is not a complete team. They weren't in a position to beat Alabama, but from a standpoint of being able to test you offensively with the passing game, Ole Miss was definitely a challenge, and they stood up to that challenge pretty well.
Now there is a player right now in the nation that can throw 85 yards flat-footed.
Man, stop.
You got long hair. You don't care. Long hair, don't care, and he waiting.
I'm put it like this. I'm going to put it like this. Alabama is not losing to a true freshman quarterback. We don't know why, because we ain't Georgia.
So Alabama's never lost to a true freshman quarterback?
Under Nick Saban, nope.
Never?
Nope. Nope. All right, man.
What was Johnny Manziel? What was he, a sophomore?
Yeah, I think he's a sophomore.
Yeah, okay. I thought he was a freshman.
Nah. If he was, he wasn't a true freshman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So college football was pretty uneventful this week, man, but there's been a lot of stuff going on around the NFL and other places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this week, man, the craziest, weirdest thing that we've seen Le'Veon Bell situation with the Steelers. So he had until 4 p.m. Eastern time yesterday to sign his franchise tag, to show up and sign his franchise tag, and he did not, which means he is ineligible to play the rest of the year. He basically turned down $14 million this year, man.
Yeah. So with his Le'Veon Bell deal, Le'Veon Bell had the perfect storm happen to him. It was a perfect storm. He had, the Steelers turned it around and looked like a Super Bowl contender. That he didn't want that to happen. Because he's part of the offense. He thought he was the nucleus of that. He thought he was the reason why, Antonio Brown is getting those numbers. Why Ben Roethlisberger is getting those numbers. Like he thought he was the anchor of that offense.
He thought he was more important than he was.
Yeah, perfect storm happened, and then what happened? They put in a no-name Connor. Nobody saw this guy coming. And you know what? He looks better than Bell with no drama. And he costs less. Perfect storm.
No, when you say he costs less, he costs way less.
Way less.
Bell would have got $14 million this year. Connor, I think I heard he's getting $578,000 this year.
For the year. So Bell was making more per game than Connor. Like one game was more than Connor's whole year.
Absolutely.
That's nuts.
Yep. So Pittsburgh lucked out.
It lucked out, and that honestly, man, that looks bad for, running backs trying to hold out now. If Pittsburgh can find them a next man up and Connor, why can't we?
Yeah, it really is going to hurt his stock. It's going to hurt the market for him. Unfortunately, Le'Veon is a great talent. I hate the way the running back position has been devalued as a whole. He was trying to make a statement, because I'm going to be honest, NFL players are done dirty, especially running backs. So you get drafted, you got to do 3 years of college, at least 3 years. So you come out, you're at least 21 years old.
Yep.
All right. So you get a rookie deal, 4-year deal with a 5th-year team option. So the team picks up the 5-year option, and then they can franchise you twice. So you're talking about 7 years before you can hit free agency. You're 28 years old. As a running back for the first time in your career being a free agent, you're not getting a big deal at 28 years old.
What did Bell make last year as a franchise?
I think it was 12.
So he busted $26 million for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He's not even getting paid this year.
No, so he turned down the whole 14 this year.
Crackhead.
Yeah. I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to make a statement kind of for all the players. He was holding out. He felt disrespected. He looked at what Gurley got. And people say, hey, man, Le'Veon turned down $70 million. He really didn't turn down $70 million because only 30 of that was guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, and he was already getting 14 this year. So the only thing he turned down, or the only thing they were really promising him or guaranteeing him, was next year. That's all the Steelers were willing to give him. So,
okay. So you're a owner, right? I don't know, Jacksonville, because Leonard Fournette looks, like is he coming back? Is he not? Is he hurt? But let's say you're Jacksonville, right? And you got a chance to get Le'Veon Bell. Do you pull that trigger? With the history of Le'Veon Bell, the drama that he's bringing, would you pull the trigger on him now?
If I'm Jacksonville, no. But if I'm the team that's rumored to get him, absolutely. And that's the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I done heard Philly. I done heard Houston Texans. I done Jacksonville. I done seen Tampa. I done seen so many teams.
I want him to end up in Houston. Deshaun Watson, Le'Veon Bell, Demaryius Thomas, Will Fuller, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Great team.
I want to see that.
And then they got the defense.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want him to go to Houston for the good of the game.
I don't know, man. I think he a virus, bro.
Maybe that's not a virus. Once he, because whoever signs are going to pay him. Once he's paid, he's happy. He's going to be a happy camper.
Can Houston afford him? When's Deshaun Watson contract?
I mean, Deshaun Watson's still on a rookie deal. They got money.
This is what, Deshaun Watson's 3rd year? So this is his third year.
No, he was a rookie last year.
Was he?
Yeah, and he got hurt.
Okay, that's right.
Yep, this year too.
Oh, okay, so he's good.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Yeah. Well, they got they got Watt and Clowney making good money. With Hopkins, he signed a big contract.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is making good money.
I'd be curious to see, man, if they got the money to get Le'Veon Bell.
Apparently they do. I mean, everybody's throwing it out there that Houston seems to be the landing spot.
Yeah.
They've got the money. All right, so while we're on the NFL, man, this past week was crazy.
Oh, it was a good week.
Yeah, it was, but nobody saw Tennessee doing what they did to New England. Nobody saw the Browns.
Oh, God, no,
what they did to your Falcons. And who saw Dallas winning against Philly?
Man, I mean, that was one of your locks.
I know. I locked Philly over Dallas, and then Dallas shows up, and come on, man.
I was there with you. You know, I was like, oh, Philly going to turn it around. You know, what's the deal with them?
I don't know. You call it Super Bowl hangover, the Super Bowl curse, whatever you want to call it, man. But teams that win the Super Bowl the next year come back, and they're just not the same.
Not the same. Would you put Foles in?
No. he started the season off. You
said, I mean, he didn't put him in a hole.
He didn't put him in the hole, but Carson Wentz is your future.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, we ain't playing that game.
Yeah, Tampa is.
But what happened to your Falcons, man?
Hey. You know, our defense made Johnny Manziel look like Joe Montana.
Hold up, man, who?
Oh, did I say Johnny Manziel? Baker Mayfield. One of them, yeah. One of them quarterback, but we made Baker Mayfield look like Joe Montana. Man,
I said this was my takeaway from that game. Cleveland was more physical than Atlanta. Atlanta, like they didn't even want it.
Like we didn't even practice for this game.
Dude, when you get to it's 4th and goal from the 1-inch line and you throw a pass, all you said was we punks. That's all you said.
Golly, man. I don't get it.
Like, go from the 1-inch line, you draw back and throw a pass. That's saying, man, we can't run on this. We're scared.
Yeah, we scared.
We can't man up.
Yeah. I mean, and Coleman is, golly, dude. You got Ito Smith, you got Coleman. Either of those two guys could have ran it in there. I would have felt better if they had done that.
At some point in time, you got to challenge your team.
Yeah, you got to.
Look, guys, I mean, we just got to. You got to get it. You need an inch, you got to get it.
Got to get it.
You can't be dropping back throwing. That's just saying you're soft.
It's a play calling.
Yeah.
Sometimes we look like the best team, in the NFL. Offensive wise, our defense doesn't look too good, but offensive wise, we look like the best team in the NFL sometimes. Sometimes we don't even belong in the NFL. I don't get it. There's no consistency,
Yeah.
No, we're not consistent at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
what Johnny Manziel
prove again this year. This week.
Hold on, where Manziel at? He in Canada now?
He's still in Canada.
I miss my boy.
All right. So switching it up a little bit, man, it's been a lot of going on this week.
Dude, I love the drama.
Man, what is going on in Oakland, man?
I love the drama.
Draymond got issues, is all I'm saying.
Last time we had like real drama like this, man, was probably when Kobe Shaq, early 2000s.
Yeah.
When like Kobe and Shaq were in the media, butting heads, talking about each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last time.
So what's your take on the situation?
So I think Draymond is playing chess. I think he's inserting different little things in the media and making this team blow up. I think Draymond wants to get paid. I think he wants to stay in the Bay Area. And I think he knows that KD wants to leave. So he's playing up to that. He's playing that up. He knows KD wants to leave. So
You giving Draymond a lot of credit. I can see that, but I think Draymond is a hothead.
He is, and I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is.
That is true, but he realized his importance to this team. And Draymond's one of the ride or die dudes, man. He's ride or die.
Is Draymond a max contract?
No, and he knows that. Mm-hmm. I mean, no matter if KD's there or not, he's not getting a max contract.
He ain't getting over 20 mil with KD there and Clay.
Nah, I mean he knows that.
But if KD leaves, is he getting over 20 mil?
No.
Yeah, he is.
No, he ain't.
Come on, man. KD gets out of there, that salary cap opens up. Draymond getting paid.
No, because they still got to spread it around, man. Once KD leaves, they need the bench to be that much better all of a sudden. They got to get back to what they were before KD, when they had a very deep bench with very good players on their bench. Yeah. So when KD leaves, that money has to go towards their bench.
Draymond told them, "We won before you."
No, but for real though, I think Draymond's just a real dude. He know KD got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and he just calling him out on it.
You saw him that he called him the B word.
Yeah, I did. That's too far.
Bro, come on.
Him and Rondo, they've been. You don't call another man that, and you don't spit in another man's face.
Golly, dude, he called KD a B word, bro.
Yeah, no, that's disrespectful.
He said, and I quote. So he playing chess, man. You know, I think he playing chess. You know, he don't want to lead the bay. He want to keep winning them championships, man. Draymond gets to do whatever he wants to do. He's not exploited. You know, he's not dependent on to win games. All he got to do is play defense. You know, a couple of assists here and there, rebound, 10 points, boom. All-star game.
Do you think this affects them winning this year?
Oh, no. They still.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, hold up, bro. Hold up. This team is still, talent-wise, the best team I've ever seen.
Yeah. Once Boogie gets healthy.
Right now, they're the best team I've ever seen, talent-wise. They're the best team I've ever seen, the most fun team to watch. Now, I like, those 90 Bulls teams. The second after, Jordan came back from quitting. I think, that Chicago team was great, man. 72 wins. You got, Rodman, the drama guy, kicking cameramen in the balls. That was fun to watch. But this team today, man, is super talented.
The starting five is.
Yeah.
The bench is.
Oh, no. They got some young guys, man, that are on that bench. They're looking really good right now. They're getting some airtime because Steph ain't there. Draymond is hurt. I mean, not hurt, but suspended, So these other guys are stepping up and they're looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think this affects them winning, especially once Boogie Cousins gets healthy and is there. But I think it's going to make for an interesting offseason to see if Durant sticks around. And if he does stick around, where does he go?
Why would he leave?
I mean, Durant went there because of this kind of I love the style of play. They recruited me. Oh, they want me. But if that relationship isn't lovey-dovey anymore, there's really no point in staying there. He would have had 3 rings, so you're not ring chasing.
So you're going to go from Google to AOL.com.
I'm just saying, I think that he leaves there. I don't think he goes to LA, where people are always speculating. They think everybody want to play with LeBron. I don't think KD would do that. The place I think he lands is New York.
New York is a lottery team.
Not with KD on it.
If KD goes to New York, and that East is starting to stack up.
It is.
KD go to New York. I would like to see him go to Washington. They've always talked about that.
Man, I know, man, but Washington's such a disappointment.
Get John Wall overrated behind out of there and plug in KD.
No, go to New York, play with Porzingis, play with Knox.
That's the even worse situation.
And then the Knicks are going to get a high draft pick this year.
Okay.
And they've talked about No, Kyrie flirting around with wanting to go to New York.
Okay, so now that's different.
See?
That's different. So if I'm KD, the only way I go to New York, if I get the verbal from another star like a Kyrie, or maybe like I don't know, maybe Klay Thompson leaves, you know what I'm saying? But I got to get another verbal from another superstar like a Kyrie that is going to go to New York. That's the only way I go to New York.
Yeah.
KD going to New York by himself, he'd be worse than LeBron going to LA.
No, because you looking at New York without Porzingis. Porzingis ain't playing.
Porzingis ain't doing nothing in New York. He ain't winning no games.
Because he been hurt.
Even when he's healthy, he ain't winning no games.
He didn't have KD. You take Porzingis with KD, with Knox, who they drafted this year out of Kentucky, with the lottery pick they're gonna have this year. I'm telling you,
KD had Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and didn't win a championship.
Man, they were young.
Okay,
they were babies.
Yeah, he's not an alpha dog, man. He ain't got the dog in him. He needs to be a wing player, who's getting getting off the wing or whatnot, catch and shoot, play defense every now and again.
But my thing is, KD's not ring chasing. So he wouldn't go to New York to win rings. He would go to New York for the lights, for Madison Square Garden, to bring the Knicks back to being relevant. You ain't got to win a ring. If you bring the Knicks back to being relevant and you in there dropping 40 a night in the Garden, man, they're going to love you.
You need to get that haircut in New York.
Man, where you go cracking on that man? I'm trying to.
That chili meat he got on his head.
Hey, man, it's tough to get a decent haircut in Oakland.
Hey, them barbers in New York, they'll set them up right. Sharp creases, sharp edges. Cat.
All right, man.
All that up.
Yep. Next topic, man. Your boy Melo.
Speaking of New York.
I know.
Man.
So what's Melo's deal, man? What's going on?
I mean, honestly, dude, so I haven't really watched too many Rocket games. I've been focusing on LeBron, and I watched my Atlanta Hawks play. But I really haven't watched, so I haven't seen what the issues are, man. But I know that before the season started, they let some of their defense go. They let Trevor Ariza go. So I think that plays a big part in this. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same Houston team. They let their bench go. And they invested a lot of money in Chris Paul. A lot of money. You got two $30 million players now on that Houston Rockets team. And Chris Paul is almost the same. He's the same age as LeBron, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No, they like this. They paid Chris Paul because they promised Chris Paul they were going to pay him. Because remember, he turned down a deal with the Clippers and forced his way out to go to Houston. But it's not legal. But everybody knows Houston gave him the verbal that they were going to give him a max deal.
Golly, dude. Now they stuck.
Yep. They stuck. And not just that. They paid Clint Capella.
Yeah.
And Capella's nice. He's a great defensive player. But Capella is not an offensive guy.
They had no choice with Capella. If Capella didn't get that, he was gone. And now you would have, they probably would have won 2 games, this year.
No, I agree. They needed to keep Capella, but at the same time, they did overpay to keep him.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, and so we're keeping him, giving Chris Paul a max deal, and the owner being cheap and not wanting to pay the luxury taxes.
Yeah,
and letting Trevor Ariza go to Phoenix.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, they essentially threw the towel in without throwing the towel in.
Yeah, they should have been a player with Tyson Chandler, but they probably couldn't afford him.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they got Melo on the veteran minimum.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just being cheap.
It's right. With Melo on the books, they probably didn't have enough money, man, to get Tyson Chandler.
They have money to spend. They want to spend it. The NBA salary cap is a soft cap. You can go over the cap, but the owner's going to pay luxury taxes.
That's true too. And he probably been paying luxury tax what for the last 2-3 years now.
No, he hadn't. That's the thing. He didn't want to pay luxury taxes
at all. Oh, see, you know that onion starts peeling back.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he went cheap on him.
Yeah,
because you look how Golden State doing. Golden State is paying all those guys. Draymond's got a nice deal. Clay is on a nice deal, even though he's coming up to be a free agent. Steph's got a big deal. Durant's got a big deal. They're still keeping Iggy and Livingston.
Chris Paul took that Kevin Durant deal. Kevin Durant making $25 million a year.
Yeah,
you know, and he signed a $100 million, 4-year deal. Chris Paul could have done that.
Yeah,
and they would have money, to get more players.
Chris Paul wanted his money.
Yeah,
and he turned down that huge deal in LA, forced his way out, and everybody knows Houston gave him a verbal and promised him he would be a max player.
Mm.
Because what sense does it make to sign 34-year-old Chris Paul coming off a injury in the playoffs to a max deal?
No sense.
No sense. No, they know the back end of that deal is going to be money wasted.
Yeah.
He's not going to be 37 years old still living up to that contract.
Yeah, they shot their shot last year. I think that was their window. I think it's gone now.
It is absolutely gone. And when you start looking at the West, there really is no number 2.
No.
I mean, it's still a challenging. It's still the best side of the league. It's still very challenging, but it's all just jumbled up.
Yeah, I still debate that side. As far as like which side is better, East or West. You take Golden State, which is a powerhouse team. You take them out of the West. I think the East is just as good as the West.
No.
Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, bro.
No, especially not last year. Absolutely not. Now the East is getting better this year because of Philly has gotten better. Boston has gotten better. Toronto adding Kawhi has gotten better. It looks like Milwaukee has taken another step up with a new coach. The Greek Freak is balling. They've gotten better. But outside of that, man, I play this right now in the East. The Charlotte Hornets are the 6th seed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Golden State lost 4 games last year in the playoffs. They lost.
If Golden State is the standard, that's Golden State. That can't be the standard. But if Golden State was in the East, they wouldn't have lost a game on their way to the finals.
Dude, they lost. They lost. Look at their playoff runs. 2 games here, 1 game here, 4 games here. They ain't losing, man. They aren't having those 7-game series.
But Golden State would do that to anybody. Golden State can't. That's like saying the SEC isn't good because Alabama keeps winning. It's Alabama, right? That don't make the SEC not the best conference.
If it wasn't for Alabama, the SEC wouldn't be looked at like that.
Yes, they would.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
The SEC got its reputation before Alabama's dying.
A 4-loss SEC team is still top 25 because they're in the SEC. Nah. And then that 4-loss team will go to a bowl and lose and get drug out the stadium.
Whenever people start complaining about the top 25, I always say, well, who should be in there then? What team? And I always get crickets. They don't know. They just want to complain.
Look at the bowl records.
Dude, SEC kills bowl games. Now, last year was a unusual down year for the SEC. They did not do well in the bowl games. But this year, the SEC, this is what I try to tell everybody. Go look at the numbers. The SEC earned its reputation. And I know we didn't jump topics. The SEC earned its reputation on the field, right? It started before Alabama. You had LSU, Auburn, Florida, Alabama, all win national titles.
You so biased.
Hey, I just keep it real. I'm not anti-SEC like everybody. This is all the haters come in trying to just talk no. But when you look at the numbers, Look at the numbers. Look at who the SEC beats. Everybody quiet.
Okay. You know, I'll do my research and I'm gonna look up bowl records for the last 10 years.
Yep. And look at top 10, top 25 matchups or top 10 matchups between conferences. SEC killing it. And this is where the SEC really built its reputation during the BCS era when you had LSU go in and just spank who they play? Was it Oklahoma? I think it was Oklahoma. And then you had Florida went in and just spanked Ohio State. You had these great teams from around the country, and when they got on the field with the SEC team, they just looked slow. It's like they couldn't match up. The SEC team was just dominating them. And it just kept happening until now the rest of the leagues have kind of – I don't think the rest of the leagues have caught up. I think the SEC has gone down from the standpoint of they've tried to change their style of play to fit everybody else.
I mean, you know, coaches have left.
Yeah. The coaches have changed. All new philosophies come in.
Gone. Les Miles gone.
Yeah.
What's his name?
That was definitely a coaching drought.
Yeah.
When you look at those guys who kind of left the league, it's getting better now, though. But yeah, man, the SEC earned its reputation on the field.
We'll see. Like I said, I'll do a little research and I'll come back to you with these numbers.
Come back.
Back to the West. Back to
all right, yeah. So we were talking about Melo being done. I think he's done. I think he needs to retire.
Wow.
I do.
What about eat some humble pie and go to like, a Philly or nah?
He can't.
He done.
Not gonna work. People keep trying it out like, man, just add Melo and Melo can come in and do this, and it just doesn't work. First of all, he has to eat the humble pie, and I don't think he's going to do it because if he was willing to do it, he would still be in Houston. I mean, I know he's still technically still there, but this whole thing and him being at home sick, I mean, come on. Yeah. Like I say, New York traded him, Oklahoma City traded him, Atlanta waived him because they just didn't want him. They paid $30 million just to waive him. And then Houston, after about 12 games, were ready to let him go. Yeah, if Melo was a valuable piece to a winning team, somebody would hold on to him. But he's not. Could he still play in the league? Absolutely. Can he be a key piece on a winning team? No.
What about if he goes to the Big Three?
Talking about Golden State?
No.
Oh, talking about the league. That's what he need to do, man. Hey,
Melo would do great on the Big Three.
The ring, then.
Yeah, he'll get that ring.
Oh man! All right, so we kind of hit on it a little bit, man. But this trade that happened this week, Jimmy Butler to Philly. What are your thoughts on it, man? Where does this put Philly in the East?
Same where they are right now. I think Jimmy Butler's overrated. Those two guys that are in that picture, Simmons.
Hey, man, don't tell Ruiz that, man.
He overrated, man.
He told me, he put in the message in the group that Jimmy Butler's a top 10 player.
Nah, dude. He don't let these points, man, go to people's heads. It's like Kevin Love in Minnesota when he was averaging 27 and 15 and 10 or whatever he was doing. He was the best player. He was the best player on the Bulls, so he took the most shots. He was the best player on Minnesota. He was playing with two passive-aggressive kids, who didn't want to be the man. So he shot the ball a lot. He's going to go to Philly, and he's going to be the best shooter on that team again. But when you compare him to the rest of the league, I don't think Jimmy Butler is a top 10 player. I don't think he's a top 20 player. He's
definitely top 20. He's not top 10. Jimmy Butler is a very good player. I'm a Bulls fan, so I watched Jimmy Butler for years. And man, this dude hard-nosed, works hard, is going to defend. He's going to give you everything he's got. And every once in a while, he'll have a big offensive night.
Yeah. But I don't think he's willing that team, to the NBA Finals.
No, and I don't think he has to. Like, no, it's not like you added Jimmy Butler. It's like you added Kobe, and all of a sudden he's going to carry you to a team, to a championship. That's not what it is. It is what he brings to this team already. That's already good, right? So you've got Embiid, you got Simmons, you got JJ Redick, right? And now you adding Jimmy Butler to this team. He's going to add toughness. He's going to add experience. He's going to push these guys. He's going to be that guy that can lock down any other wing player on the other team. So when you play Toronto, you put him on Kawhi Leonard, right? When you play in Boston, you put him on Tatum. He's adding another dimension to their team.
Yeah.
With that said, I still don't believe they're the favorite in the East. I still think it's Toronto and Boston, and then you've got Philly and Milwaukee kind of battling it out for that third spot.
Philly just lost to the Magic tonight.
Did they lose?
Yeah, Orlando Magic, bro.
It's first game playing with them, man. They got to figure that out.
They got to gel. I get it, but
they do have to gel. But at the same time, they traded away 2 shooters. They already didn't have shooters, and they just traded away 2 of their best shooters in Covington and Saric. And now you bring in Jimmy Butler, who's not a bad shooter, but he's not a guy that is going to stretch the floor for you.
Who's going to have a better record at the end of the year, Timberwolves or Philly?
Minnesota's in the West, so they're in a tougher league.
Here you go.
But I think Minnesota would be a better team than Philly will. Simply because it's all, I guess, like I wrote earlier, it's all about pieces. You can have the best players, but if those pieces don't work, prime example last year, OKC. Right? OKC had their big 3. They got in the playoffs and they played against Utah. Utah didn't have the same level of players they had, but Utah beat them. Know why? Because their pieces work better. It's better to have the right mix for a team than it is just to have the best players thrown together and it don't work.
I think that's what the Celtics are going through.
Somewhat, yeah. It really comes down to chemistry.
Yeah.
And you took that team that went to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and now you bring back Kyrie, you bring back Gordon Hayward, and you try to mix them into that team already that kind of learned to play without them.
Well, and Kyrie's ball dominant.
He is. And Hayward's not 100%.
I thought Hayward was overrated too.
I'm not going to say he's overrated because I don't think he's rated like super high. I think he's about right. His
contract say he's rated high.
I mean, I think he was deserving of that contract that year. He's an all-star in the West. That wasn't an easy thing to do, and he was a free agent. And if he hadn't broke his leg last year, I think we'd be saying something totally different. But that was a nasty break, man. It's gonna take a while for him to get back to that basketball shape and then just getting his game back. He looks heavy to me. He doesn't like he's in the best shape yet. And he's on a minutes restriction. He's going to play 25 minutes a game right now. So as he continues to get back to basketball shape and playing, I believe it's going to jail. If it does jail, then I can see them making some moves in the middle of the season.
His numbers suck. Yeah, he's averaging less than 10 points a game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's still trying to figure it out. And at this point, I really don't think you really don't need Gordon Hayward at this point. With the emergence of Tatum and Brown and Rozier, it's only one basketball.
It is only one basketball.
And
I think they got too many stars.
Yeah, and I don't think that it's a selfishness thing. I think they have guys who can share the ball and play their role. I just think that, like I say, the pieces have to fit. Mm-hmm. And right now, they're not fitting together. Guys have to know what their role is on the team. Golden State works because all those guys know what their role is. I don't think when it comes to to Boston, they really know what their roles are right now. Yeah. Man. So you ready to get to this last thing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, man. So what are your locks? So first of all, how'd you do last week?
I tell you, man, this has been a good year for me. You know, I averaged 60%, 66%, and I've been doing good this year, bro. So last week I went 2 for 1. Last week I had Steelers over the Panthers. Steelers look good. Steelers probably look, you know, they have a pretty solid team. You know, everybody's clicking on all cylinders. Big Ben is looking Super Bowl ready. Antonio Brown's cocky. Connor stepped right in and took over that running back role and is kicking butt right now. I mean, Connor is like, you know, he could possibly be an MVP candidate. He came out of nowhere. Dude was working at Publix last week, you know, so came out of nowhere, man, and just, you know, and kicked butt. I had the Bengals over the Saints because I hate the Saints' guts. But Drew Brees came out and showed everybody why he's a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. You know,
that's big of you to say, man. I'm proud of you.
He tore that defense up, man. Kamara, he's on my fantasy team, and Kamara's a beast. You know, yeah, it's just a complete team, man. Thomas is looking good. And then I got I had you know, Georgia over Auburn to cover the spread, and they did that.
Yeah. All right. So last week, you know, I had my locks were based on dysfunction, right? I picked Philly over Dallas because Dallas was dysfunctional.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Dallas want to get right.
Yeah. Dallas came. Yeah.
Yeah. So now Philly's in dysfunction. All right. I took Michigan State over Ohio State because Ohio State was in dysfunction.
So wait, let's go back to that Philly. You think Philly's gonna make the playoffs, or you think the Redskins are too far ahead?
No, because the Redskins lost. Nobody wants to win that division.
I think Redskins are what 6-4,
5-4, I think.
I don't know. You think Redskins still gonna win that division?
Nobody wants to win it, man. Flip a coin. It's a bad division.
Yeah. I think one year I think the Giants were like 8-8 and made the playoffs in that division.
Yeah, they did.
8-8.
They did. Yeah. But yeah, I had Michigan State over Ohio State last week. It was an ugly game. The weather was bad, and usually when that happens, that's a Michigan State win.
Yeah, grind out win.
I give Ohio State credit. It was an ugly game, man. They found a way to pull it out. And then I had Georgia over Auburn, like you did. Yeah. So all right, man. So what you got this week?
All right. So this week, I got, it's probably the biggest game of the year, but I got Chiefs over the Rams. They were gonna play in Mexico, but they canceled it because the field was jacked up, and now they're gonna play in LA Coliseum. You know, Rams got the home crowd, but I think the Chiefs offense is playing on a whole nother level. And I think this is the first year that this is gonna be the first time where Andy Reid can start making his mark in the record books. He's an offensive guy, you know, and I think he really wants to get some of these records, and they're within reach. You know, Tua with touchdowns, you know, complete. I mean, things are in reach.
They said that the Chiefs can have a record-setting offense this year.
Yeah, and he's got the chance to do that. So I got the Chiefs over the Rams. I think their offense is better than the Rams' defense. I think the Rams are on the decline. I think they're going to lose about 2-3 more games. And then I got the Lions over the Panthers. They're playing in Detroit. I still say the Lions are a good team. Defense is good, you know, and I think the Panthers might be in their little decline right now. So I got, and they're not very good on the road. Cam has 1 win on the road right now. So I got the Lions over the Panthers, and then going right back to them again this week. I got the Steelers over the Jags. Jags are in disarray. Steelers have gotten rid of their distractions, and they ready to win games.
Yeah, I agree with that. And actually, I have 2 of the same ones you picked. Pittsburgh over Jacksonville. I really don't know what's going on in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
it's a mystery to me that defense can be that bad. I picked them up and played them in fantasy this week. I'm like, you know what? They can't continue to play this bad. I still like this defense. I'm gonna pick them up. I'm like, they're playing the Colts. Man, the Colts tight end had 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Doo-doo.
I mean, I'm like, come on, Jacksonville.
Has anybody interviewed Ramsey?
He ain't talking.
He said, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Humble pie.
Oh, man. I'll do it to you.
Yep. I got Detroit over Carolina as well. I don't have a lot of faith in Detroit, but I made the same I noticed the same thing that you noticed. Carolina on the road is a different team than they are at home.
Different team. Cam ain't giving the ball away. They do a lot for that crowd in Carolina. But when that crowd ain't there, it ain't the same team.
Yep. And the one win they have is they were down by 17 the fourth quarter and came back.
Yep.
In Philly. I mean, so like they're just not a good road team right now. Nope. So they're at Detroit. I'm gonna go. I'm going Detroit over Carolina. And my last lock, man, I'm going my UAB Blazers.
Oh God, these obscure teams
represent Conference USA, about to be Conference USA champs, but they go on the road to Texas A&M. And you know what? Texas A&M a 15-point favorite. And you know what? Texas A&M gonna cover.
I was about to say, we just had this long conversation about SEC teams.
Hey, man, Bill Clark's a great coach. 2 years ago, most people don't know, 2 years ago, UAB did not have a football team. They disbanded the football team, and they brought it back 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they're 9-1, the favorite to win the Conference USA championship. And now they go to A&M. And they're only a 15-point underdog at A&M. I mean, he's done a great job of coaching this team.
But they're going to get demolished,
I think so.
Yeah, they're going to get demolished. A&M's going to kill them.
Yeah. And I think UAB's going to play them tough for a little while. But then I think it's I think A&M. I think A&M pulls away late.
Yeah, A&M probably has the best home crowd in the SEC. Hey, so real quick, we're gonna go into that's gonna lead us into the power rankings, and we're gonna do a top 5 real quick. So number 1 really hasn't changed too much, and I cannot stand the Saints, so I still got the Saints at number 1. And then we both decided on Rams number 2. We got the Chiefs number 3, but I think that's going to switch after this weekend. I think the Chiefs are going to run off on the Rams, so the Chiefs should probably jump up to number 1 if they can beat the Rams. Next up, we got the Steelers. Steelers look good, man. They're looking real good. And then bringing up the rear, even though they lost. Tom Brady's still Tom Brady. The Patriots still Patriots, and still going to pull through in the playoffs. So I got the Patriots at number 5.
Hey, I agree with that top 5. I remember last week we had Pittsburgh just on the outside between them and Carolina, and they just destroyed Carolina.
Yeah.
And so, they're up to 4. And New England, man, every once in a while New England has a game like this, but that was a really kind of eye-opening game they had at Tennessee, and seeing what the Titans were able to do to that offense.
Yep.
The Titans have the number 1 scoring defense in the league. A lot of people don't know that. But man, they showed up.
Oh yeah,
they punched New England in the mouth, and they just took them out of their game.
But you know what though, New England is Bill Belichick. You know, Bill Belichick, and they got punched in the mouth. And I don't see New England dropping another game this year.
Ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
I know. 13-3.
No, I think they'd be more like 11-5.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're in a bad division, but I don't see them as 13-3 good.
And Tom Brady, you know, he's hearing all these, oh man, you old man.
He is old.
Titans made you look like a senior citizen. Yada yada yada. Now they got something to prove. Now they finally got something to prove this year. That's what they needed. They needed something to put up on the locker, room, up on the board, and this Titans defeat was what they needed. And then all these little remarks.
All I'm gonna say is what Deion Lewis said after the game: "You go cheap, you get beat." He was like, "They ain't want to pay me. They went cheap. They cheap all around. They're gonna get beat." That's what happened, man. You keep saying New England gonna do this. New England is not. I mean, Brady makes it work, but they need some more talent, especially on defense.
They do on defense, and I think that's where they're gonna get exposed is on defense.
Yeah.
But they look good on offense, man.
I still like the offense. I mean, and Gronk will be back too. Don't forget Gronk's out. But they're not gonna lose another game.
Okay.
Yeah, 11-5.
I mean, that's still respectable.
That's really good.
Yeah, and that division where Miami is the second best team, and they're gonna probably go 8-8.
Yeah. Yep. So, and yeah, people been talking about it for years, man. New England has a guaranteed 6 wins built into their schedule.
Guaranteed.
Yep. All right, man. So, man, it's been about an hour. So, what you got, man? Any last kind of go backs?
Yeah. So, just real quick, I told y'all about Jameis Winston. I knew he wasn't nothing. I knew he was garbage. And this magic is in there right now, throwing the ball out his mind right now. Jameis Winston's gone, bro.
You so fickle.
Yep.
You so fickle. You go back and forth. Whatever.
I told you Winston was done.
Man,
but I did. But we did both say they got to play him. They got to see what they got.
Yeah.
And they did.
And I don't know, man. I think we can officially mark Jameis Winston, and I hate to say this, but as a bust, as a #1 overall pick.
Yeah, he's a bust. But you know what, though? He's young, and he can still start. You think he's a day one starter next year?
For who?
I don't know. Jacksonville? We always picking Jacksonville.
The Giants.
Giants, Oakland.
It's like this. When it comes to Jameis Winston, it's all about can he get his mind right.
Yeah.
Can he get his life together? Can he get his mind right? Can he mature? Can he put the work in? Can he keep his off the field decisions good? If Jameis Winston focuses in and just focuses on football, he can be as good as he wants to be.
He could even go, he can go to Miami.
True.
Jameis
Winston in South Beach? No.
They got them crab meat down in Miami.
No. I say he need to get his head right. He need to go to Jacksonville where, it's all right, but it ain't no wild scene like that.
Do you think he's a starter? Or is he going to go to the bench?
I think Jameis Winston's talent and his youth, someone will still take a chance on it. He will be a starter again.
If he goes to the bench, he's done. He's done. He'll be a career.
I don't think he starts in Tampa again.
No.
But I think he will start somewhere for another team again. I don't think he's that done. He'll get another shot somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it looks like we got another show wrapped up, man. It's been good. It's been real. Look forward to another week of sports. Like I say, man, this is my favorite time of the year. There's so much going on. A lot of NBA this week.
Hey, Bron playing tonight.
He is. What you got? Are they in Portland?
Are they in Portland? I think they are in Portland.
Yeah, who you got in that tonight?
Oh, I got Bron, bro.
All right. We'll check on that. I'm taking Portland.
Okay.
All right, everybody, man. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching us. If you like the show, subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Comment in the comments. Let us know what you guys like. And if it's your first time kind of being on seeing the show, check out some of our previous videos and just kind of let us know what you think. All right, man. It's been good.
All right, bro.
Yep.